Do-it-yourself Dell here. In case you've ever thought about picking up a 61 key piano, I've got a Yamaha YPT 240 in here, and it's one of the easiest, simplest ones that I've come across. You've got different voices, and by voices I mean, say it defaults to piano, but if you go up to, let's see, what is that, 10, so we'll go 0, 1, 0, you got an organ sound, and there's several of them in here. You can make it sound like different things. And there's a style. We'll click on the style button. And we're still on the organ. We're still on the organ voice, but we got Latin and Ballroom, and that style, and then with accompanying beat. But at any rate, say you're just kind of sit here. You got yourself middle C. I think this is C6, C5, C4. That sound right? Sound the same. Any rate. Key of C, no sharps, no flats. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. That's your working palette. And the chord, you could hit an octave C down here. But I'll give you here's a C major chord, C, E, and G. You're skipping a white key there. Goodbye, Joe, we gotta go, me, oh, my, oh. We gotta go, pull that pirogue down the bayou. That's a Hank Williams song of two chords. It's a C major chord and a G7. So, if you can see my fingers or not. And that's just moving your ring finger onto the F key, keep the G, lift the E, suspend the E rather, suspended third, and then back to that. And then move your C down to a B, and that's a G7. So it gets you through a few songs. And then let Hank do the rest. He did the song. He did the writing part of it. But that's my music teacher constantly tells me that the easiest instrument in the world to play is a piano. And then he says, a little bit later on, the hardest instrument in the world is to play a piano. So it's kind of a progressive thing. You learn one thing and you use it to go up to the next thing. But if you want to have some fun with it, it's just it's doable. You learn some chords to it. You learn typically your right hand would pick out a melody. And that was melody to the song that I just played, and then just pick it out. Easiest way to play music is by what you hear. Another way is through an instructor. They show, you do. Another way is through paperwork. And some people play without paperwork, and but others, myself included, use lead sheets, which has lyrics and the chords to it. Good for piano, good for guitar. Piano, everything is right in front of you. If, say, you're in a major chord and you want to go minor, you go from what they call a major third to a minor third. That first third is minor, and they count it out in half steps. Everything in guitars, each fret on the guitar is a half step. Each adjacent key, whether black or white, whether ascending or descending on this keyboard, is a half step. A C major key is this. So here we're skipping a half step, so this is a whole step. Do, re, another whole, mi. There's no black key here, so this E to F is a half step. So whole step, half step. And now here again we got the black key, so it's a whole step, so whole step, whole step, half step. So if you ever forget, easiest thing in the world, if you have a picture of a keyboard, if one's sitting in front of you, you look and say, oh, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. Duh. Maybe whole step, half step. 3 black keys, whole step, half step. It's a musical bargain, folks. If you can remember that series of whole steps and half steps, you've got the other 11 major keys. The other ones involve the sharps and flat keys, not because they're different, but because it's all the same. It's that same melody. It's one of the nicest scales there is. It's melodical. It's sound of music-y. It's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's a nice scale. So it's major. It's a major scale. So here's your major chord, and there's the major scale in C. Do. And then your thumb comes under for that do, re, mi, fa. Thumb on the fa again. So now you know how to come up and down it and look like you know what you're doing. You got your C major, and you've got your C major scale. The next thing, a lot of music, say 90-some% of it is what they call 1-4-5. So if you get into this and you start dealing with other musicians and you're at a jam or something, and say you're going to play with other musicians, and they might come up to you and say, well, I'm in C or I'm in G. They're telling you what key they're in, and it's just a 1-4-5. Well, in C, that's not any big mystery. You don't need paperwork. You can count on your hand. You count with the key that you're in, which we'll talk about C right now. No sharps and flats. We'll start there. C, D, E, F is number 4, G is number 5. So it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and C is the octave. So you've got 7 letters of the musical alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Going backward, music goes up and down, goes around in a circle, comes back. So that's it. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, in C. Okay, so 7 letters of the musical alphabet, and so you count a 1-4-4. Let's see, F, A, C. Okay, and there's a quick way to get that F is to just move your 3rd and 5th fingers, your baby finger and your middle finger up one. So there's your C, C, E, G, and there's your F. And then your G is G, B, and D. So this is what in piano playing they call an inversion. It's nothing but leapfrog. I didn't want to go too complicated into that, but that's your 3 chords. And inversions are, you've got a C, E, and a G, and you just shift up to the octave C. That's the first inversion. And then you just shift again, second inversion, and it's only 2 of them with a major chord like that. So, at any rate, if you had to play C, F, and G according to the lead sheet, or you might watch somebody fret their guitar or something if you know guitar chords, but that's it. Again, it's 90-some% of the music's written in 1-4-5 in different kind of variations of it. There's an old, what they call the Oldies progression. It's a C, and you go to the A minor, it's A, C, E, and there again you can invert it. So here's C, E, G, and there's your A minor. So it would go C, A minor, and then your F, and then your G. So it'd be like a 1-6, because the A minor is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, D, E, F, G, A minor. Third thing is, I don't want to complicate this too much, so we'll wrap this up with this. It's enough information for now. But the third thing is you've got your C scale, you've got your a pattern of whole and half steps, you got your 1 4 5, you got your Oldies progression, which is 1 6 4 5. Those are all, that's a kind of popular thing, and again, it's not in the exact order all the time. Sometimes things might get switched around. That minor chord, what I wanted to say too is that your major chords are more happy and up and bright and so forth, but your minor chords become more somber, more Twilight Zone-ish, a little bit more introspective kind of thing. And so and also in the C, we talked about the notes in the scale, but there's also chords. There's C, D, E, F, G, A, let's see, is it D, E, and then back to C. So those are chords. 3 of them are major, which I just told you about, the C, F, and G. Those are major chords, but the other ones are minors. The other 3 are minors. D minor, E minor, and A minor. So generally speaking, like with the C, you just go down a half step. Each one of them, your middle part of the chord goes down a half step. So now if you're thoroughly confused, it wasn't my intention. But that's kind of like the rudiments of it. And the other part of it is you could just, start. There's certain songs that have 2 chords, and there's things that when you practice or you want to play by yourself, there's no law that says you have to do the song at the speed that you hear the record or you hear other people play. Do it slow. And do it. Rough parts of it, you might want to just practice those over and over again until you get them. That's one way. I like doing the easy parts first, but some people recommend doing the harder parts first. And it's something that once you see what's going on, I tried to make this simple for you and involve some shortcuts and so forth. But once you see what's going on, you can know enough to get by and maybe have a little fun. And I think that's the idea about it. Some people are in it for other reasons, but if you're in it to have fun. So I'll say so long for now, and try to get my producer to here he is, to adios muchachos y muchachas.